Hey, good morning. Welcome back to The Good Stuff, where we look at the Bible and we try to live it out in our lives. This morning we are checking out 1 Thessalonians 4:13, where Paul says, "Brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death or to grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope." In 1 Thessalonians, Paul's given instructions to a group of believers in the city of Thessalonica about how to live. Specifically in chapter 4, he addresses some of the concerns about indulging in sin and making stupid choices. He invites them and encourages them to continue to act in love, to be good neighbors and friends, to care for those that they're around. And then there's this section of scripture at the end of chapter 4 reminding them about how to grieve. He goes into this conversation saying, listen, don't be like everybody else who has no hope. Instead, when you grieve, realize that Jesus is going to come back, that there is a rejoicing in heaven, that there's a reunion and a hope and a promise that we have. And he ends chapter 4 with a simple verse, therefore encourage each other with these words. This morning I take great comfort in this passage, as I often have, because the truth is that the Bible gives us plenty of permission to grieve. Jesus himself comforted the sisters, Mary and Martha, and the rest of the village when Lazarus had died. He wept with them. Jesus says it's blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And so this morning, as we begin a new week, a week that's completely different for me and my family after the passing of my dad last week, after all that we went through and endured, all that he had to suffer, and now all the celebration that we can still have about his life, there still is an incredible sadness that we're going to feel, that grief is still going to be a part of our life, that there's going to be lots of times where we just kind of start to cry a little, and sometimes even ugly cry a lot, where we're going to miss him immensely. And yet there's a difference between just grief with no hope and grief that has hope, that we grieve because we want him here, but we're also glad that he's at home in heaven, that there's incredible sadness that we're still going to feel, but we can also celebrate his life that he lived and the grace that Jesus gave him, to know that there's a chance and a hope and a promise of resurrection, that we'll be reunited in heaven. So this morning, if you're grieving, if you've lost a loved one, if you are going through a tough time, can I just invite you to hold on to hope? It is real, it is true, and it's available in Jesus Christ. And that is the good stuff, y'all. Wishing you nothing but the best. Have a super awesome, amazing day. Love y'all. Peace out. Deuces.